Hey, it's 9:02 p.m. Eastern Time, and it's December 14th, 2017. My name is John Disque, and this is the Crypto Update. Alright, let's zoom on out here. Get everything centered. Just push this over. We're going to need some more room. We're refreshing the page right now. Trying to get everything centered. We have an important question tonight that we will address on net neutrality. Or actually the end of net neutrality. A question was asked by Ricky Landers. Made some notes on that, but you probably don't want to see them, so we're going to have to figure out a way to let you see them, because they also hold some important, valuable information that I don't want you or anyone else to see. Comprende? You like my accent? And say. You can't say them. No, you can't say them. You can see the edge of them, but that's not enough to say them. Will the loss of net neutrality cause the value of Bitcoin to go down? Ricky Landers' superb question. And for those who don't know what net neutrality was, it kind of gave us all a level playing field to where the little guy could compete with the big businesses. If he was starting a small business, everybody has the same access to the same information at relatively the same speed, the same amount of bandwidth and everything else. Well, that was all Obama's implementation, and Congress said, sure, why not? And then Congress figured out, you know what, we could make a lot of money with this if we did away with that bill and just take some big old bribes from some big old businesses and allow them to monopolize the internet. Well, they repealed Obama's stuff and they did away with it. And so now, the little guy's, unless he wants to cough up a lot of money, is going to have a hard time with the internet. It's going to be slower, and this repeal gives the ISP, the internet service providers, much more control over what you can do and what you can see, unless you're willing to cough up the big bucks. So control of the internet is basically back in the hands of big business. If you have a lot of money, you can enjoy the internet, and if you don't have a lot of money, you can only enjoy what they want you to enjoy. It gets a little bit complicated and a little bit twisted here, because it's not really about, well, it's all about money, that's for sure, there's no doubt about it, but it just gives too much control to the internet service providers. and not enough control to the little guy, especially the small business guy who wants to reach the same audience that this big business like Walmart is reaching, so they have a chance to compete. And looks like those days are gone. But the big question here is, how is this going to affect Bitcoin? And we will get to it. The health of the market does not look too great. We have 40% in the green and 60% in the red. So most of the top 30, 40 volume coins are in the red. Unfortunately, 60% of them and only 40% in the green. Let's go see who's shining. The top volume coins, top 10 volume coins, and volume's very expensive, or very important, and expensive too. Number one in volume is Bitcoin, sitting at exactly $17,000, up 5.6% on the day. Ethereum comes in number two at way down 9.37%, and a value of $655.37. Ripple was tanking as we were writing this. We're keeping an eye on the rip here. You can see this plummet here. Now, right now, it's bouncing back, but over the past 2 hours, it dealt with a mini crash. Is it catching itself right now? That would be the question. I don't know. Let's go a little bit closer here to 5-minute candles so we can get a... it's about even. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So actually the red is out competing. That's the sells out competing the buys at the moment. We can go even closer to get an even more accurate picture of what's going on, and you can see it doesn't look good. This is the last 60 seconds with Ripple. This is the last 120 seconds with Ripple. It was trying to buy back. It does not look good. If you are holding Ripple at this moment, I would suggest... I don't want to tell you what to do with your money. You can see the graph right here with your own two eyes. If you believe in it, or you don't believe in it, do what you have to do. Still sitting at a high price and still up over 50% on the day, 72.3%. It's trying to recover from that little bit of a crash we had. Litecoin's coming in fourth in volume and way down to $268.90. A lot of people were very unhappy about this. They got in high and now they're thinking about selling low. Down 12.79%. I'm telling you guys, Bitcoin Cash, Bcash from now on it will be called, because Roger Revere just freaked out on YouTube about people calling it names and bragging about his own personal success, and he's a multi-millionaire and he doesn't need you calling his shitcoin Bitcoin Crash or Bcash. It's Bitcoin Cash. Ain't Bitcoin Cash. It has nothing to do with Bitcoin. $1,767. So Bcash or Bcrash, whatever you prefer, is up 11.18% on the day, up over 50% on the week, and about 50% on the month too. Pretty solid actually. Big rise late last night. and then a level out, and then a recent adjustment in the past hour or two. I oaked down 16.86%, down on the week 9.33%. Having a fabulous month, but a tough week and a tough day. EOS, the ICO down almost 2% on the day. Still having a fabulous week and an awesome super month. Wow, big crash there. Looks like the money's heading back into Bitcoin. That's my best guess there. Zcash. So that would mean a Bitcoin surge here coming soon, and we'll know within the next couple hours if this money's going to pour into Bitcoin, if they're just sitting there with cash waiting for a place to put it in. So they're probably waiting for a mini adjustment here so they can all get in. Then we should see a surge in Bitcoin very soon. Zcash down at 4.27%. Ethereum Classic for the day is down 4.69% and $28.88. Another one crashing. Neo down 5.73%. Having a pretty good month and a good week too. Not having a good day, and another one crashing, trying to adjust. Back to this Ricky Landers question. It could affect the small miners who will no longer be able to compete with the big mining farms. They just won't have the accessibility and control of what they're doing. It could affect the fees you're going to pay, because the ISPs could favor one exchange over the other. So let's say Coinbase is willing to pay these ridiculous fees to give Comcast more control over what they're doing. Coinbase will pass that cost off to the customer, which means higher fees for you. That could turn a lot of people away from Bitcoin. I mean, nobody wants to pay these fees. Nobody. And they're just dollar bills, but they add up. And there's ways around it. I mean, you can go from Coinbase into GDAX, but GDAX fees will just rise too. GDAX is virtually free if you have a Coinbase account. But once you go out of GDAX and Coinbase, now you're dealing with another exchange, and the ISP could favor them too, so there could be higher fees all over the net. It just gives too much control to the people with the money, and no real control for people that don't want to pay hundreds or major dollars every month for decent internet access. For a chance to compete and a chance to find the things you're looking for. It's just such a shame. I mean, the rich guy always wins, and the internet was the big hope for the small guy, that he would be able to have a chance to make something of themselves, and they took all that away from us today. It's now about big business. It's just like TV. You make a lot of money if you have a lot of money, and if you don't have a lot of money, you're a reviewer. You're out of control. You're an observer. So it's TV with a mouse. Tragedy. Ricky, the only real answer, solid answer I can give to your question is we're going to have to wait and see what happens. I don't want to be a doom and gloomer. This is very disheartening for everybody that does business on the internet. But crypto's tough, and crypto heads are tough, and we shall find a way. I feel bad for the small exchanges, the small coins, the small everything. It really sucks for them. Peace, everybody.